he's removing the necessity about being perfect with his exits. When I was struggling in the brand new stages of my career, 1990s, my first problem was entries. I was afraid to enter. I was afraid that I'd be wrong. I was afraid I was going to miss trades. Everything compounded into a problem. So I had to desensitize myself to never fearing, never having a problem about finding a setup to get me into a trade. So I have lots of ways to get into a trade. And eventually it became a problem for me to be content with my profitable exits. And I found that I was usually exiting, admittedly at the time, through fear that it was going to turn around on me. And it has moved enough. So I learned to be content with enough. Be content with enough. All my trades were exiting early, and 90% of them were impulsively exiting, meaning that some kind of mental threshold was being tapped into where I could not muster the strength, the courage, the fortitude, the willingness to hold on to the trade any further. But nothing had underlyingly changed about the trade. So what was manifesting? My physical inability to hold on to the trade because my mental capital rather, had been exhausted. But because of losing trades, because of being stopped out, because I've missed trades, or because, and this is the big one, because I was over leveraged, I had too much on based on the amount of money I had in the account. So every tiny fluctuation, whether it was moving in my favor or moving against me, it was enormous pressure. So you want to learn how to make money, you want to learn how to hold on to a trade, how to work yourself through these hard things that real trading takes you through. These are the lessons and lectures you want to listen to. None of that stuff is important compared to this stuff, because this is what fixes you or keeps you on the straight and narrow. And I'm telling you, what changed in my trading was how I think about money, how I think about the fear of holding on to the outcome. And there has to be some measure of a threshold that you're aiming for that is a low hanging fruit objective. And if I stick to doing that, then that could be my model until I get better at doing this. Because I had a lot of problems I had to fix within my thinking and a lot of scar tissue. But the idea of looking for low hanging fruit, this easy objective, aim for that, because you're going to have a higher strike rate if you can pick the easiest objective to trade to. And it doesn't matter what ICT shows in his trading execution, but social media tends to make you feel like you should, or you're not progressing. When real progress is for you to say, what's the easiest thing I can do today and make money and not really work that hard for it? Now think about it. That's exactly what every new student should think like, because you don't have the skill set to be an overachiever, but you try to be an overachiever. What do? You trade more, and you trade with more leverage than you should, and you try to do more money in profit with an undercapitalized account, and you wonder why you feel like you can't do it, and you wonder why it's stressful, because you're trying to do something that's next to impossible with those conditions. But what I have noticed, and what I had to fortify in my own trading, were reasons to justify why enough is enough. If you think that your trade should yield you $1,000, what's wrong with making $250? It's $250 you didn't have before. And in your early infancy as a trader that's developing, as an analyst, as a technician learning how to do these things and read price, you don't know if that trade's going to yield to $1,000 for you. In the same token, you don't recognize or know what the things are going to be that say, no, it's not going to go there while you're in the trade. But the idea is that you have to have some kind of early exit strategy that you can live with, but you're going to hit 90+% of the time. It just means 90% of the trades that you enter, you're going to execute on this basis, meaning that you can see the trade going further, and you're going to wrestle with this in the beginning. It's going to feel like, why do this? I'm going to tell you why do this. When you're brand new, you're teaching yourself to take more emphasis and place it behind consistency versus I need to make more money so it can be impressive to my loved one, my partner, my coworkers, myself, or the people online that don't give a shit about you. But you place so much emphasis on pleasing these other people versus spending the time properly with very sober minded procedures and routines that you're trying to follow every single day. It's about being consistent, folks. And until you find that consistency, if you're not motivated to be consistent, you're going to be inconsistent consistently. And that means you're not going to be profitable. That means you're going to be blowing accounts, going in a drawdown, losing your accounts, losing funded accounts, or never getting your prop firm funded. That's going to be a cycle you stay in. Listen to these lectures. These are the things that's going to fix you. These are the things that plague every trader. If they do it long enough, if they stay in the business long enough, these are all problems that everyone encounters.